Welcome back. Here we read real stories from real people. Today we are reading another story from Reddit r/AITA subreddit, where OP discovers his girlfriend's 3-year-old affair. Am I the asshole for leaving my girlfriend because of her affair? I recently took a new job to better support my girlfriend and our 5-year-old daughter. I nearly doubled my work hours, bringing in around $10,000 a month just to get us out of the financial hole we were in, put a down payment on a house, and maybe take my little family on a vacation somewhere. But then a few days ago, I found out she's been having an affair with a guy from the neighborhood. Then she fesses up to it had been happening for 3 years. While I was working myself into the ground to keep a roof over our heads, she was sending nudes and heart emojis to a guy and fucking him in his car. Her reasoning was he was there and I wasn't. He has no job and is living off his newest girlfriend, so obviously he has plenty of time to bone her anytime she wants. She's walking around like things are fine, like we're just supposed to pretend none of this happened. But it's not fine. I'm not okay. I can't unsee it or unknow it. I don't trust her, and I don't think I ever will again. She has an attitude like I had this coming for me because I'm always buried at work. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here sick to my stomach every time I think about it. I don't want to break up my home, especially because of my daughter, but I'm also not stupid. If it's happened once, what are the chances it just magically won't happen again? If I stay, I'm just waiting for it to happen again, or accepting that it never really stopped. So am I the a-hole if I leave? The more I think about it, the more it feels like the only way I'd be the asshole is if I stay. I'm hoping to secure an apartment by Monday and start getting things in order. I'll keep everyone posted. For context, the only reason I ever stayed as long as I did was for my daughter, even though deep down I knew something was wrong. I want to fight for her and support her as best I can. For now, her mom will keep her until I'm able to set up stable childcare. Edit, I think it's inevitable that I'll need a paternity test. Update, I got the apartment ready like I said I would, and our daughter is indeed biologically mine, which is a huge relief. I've also got daycare lined up, and my parents are able to help by taking her some days so I can work without having to juggle chaos. My ex has been giving me a hard time because she has no money coming in, and she's pissed about it, blaming me instead of getting a job like a normal person. I'm not paying support right now until we get things sorted legally, which irks her, and she says stuff like, "Why do you need law to tell you to care for your child, etc." But I'm not falling for that shy. I think these are the problems for AP to deal with now, who I'm sure she's still screwing. I'm planning to hire a lawyer this week and start formal custody proceedings. I'm only responding when it's strictly about our daughter's schedule or immediate needs, not her attempt to guilt trip me about money or morality. It's already exhausting, and it's only been 3 weeks. I'm dreading the custody battle because I know she's going to make it as hard as she can. Comments. Honestly, what's wild is how some people think cheating is just a tiny oops, and you should smile and take it like a champ forever. You found out she was in an affair for 3 years, and you still tried to make it work for your child. That's bigger person energy. And she repays that by acting like you owe to pay her bills when you leave? Give me a break. She's mad you won't bankroll her meltdown. You're not the ass. You're the adult here. Let her spiral. Bro, you're not the asshole. At all. You busted your ass to hold everything down financially and emotionally, and she was two-timing you the whole time. Then she has the gall to throw a tantrum now that you are finally taking care of your kid and yourself? Nah. Getting custody stuff lined up and setting boundaries is exactly what you should be doing. Godspeed. Story 2. Am I the a-hole for not caring my ex is upset about the dream life I am giving my current partner? I, 34 male, share a 13-year-old daughter and 10-year-old son with my ex, 37 female. I have a 2-year-old son with my current partner, 29, who is also pregnant with our second kid. General background. My parents were both doctors, but died in a small plane crash when I was 14. There was a lawsuit and they had assets that were in a trust I got when I turned 18. Therefore, at 18, I inherited a pretty substantial amount of assets. I met my ex when I was starting college at 17. She got pregnant. She wanted to be stay-at-home like her mom. I was supportive of that, but she did not do the activities that typically come with being stay-at-home, cooking, cleaning, managing the household, etc. I offered to hire some help, but she did not want strangers in the house. We surprise got pregnant with our son and told her something had to give. I was working and looking to go to grad school soon. The solution was to move closer to her parents and got into grad school there and got accepted. So we moved. There was a particular house near my in-laws that both of us really loved. I originally showed it to my ex and she loved it. It was on a large corner lot and we each dreamt of buying it if it became available. But no plans were in place to buy it. Prior to our son being born, the discussion we had is she would get a job once both kids were in school. When our son started all-day pre-K, I suspected she would look. She refused. We fought about this for a year. We divorced, we split custody, and I pay child support. About a year after our divorce, I met my current partner. Since getting pregnant with our son, she has been stay-at-home. About 4 months ago, the house my ex and I dreamt about buying came on the market. We made an offer, and it was accepted. We just spent Christmas there with all the kids. This last week, my ex called me pretty irate. She is pissed I bought our house and that she heard from the kids that we are considering whether my partner will stay home permanently. They overheard a conversation we had with adult family members at Christmas. She says I am giving my partner her dream life. I laughed and told her, beyond what affects our kids, I have no concern for how she feels and hung up. According to my kids, she has been pretty upset. Am I the a-hole? Not the a-hole. She's mad you're doing better without her and that's not your problem. You didn't steal her house. You bought a house that was for sale. She had years to build a plan for it with you, and then years after the divorce to chase it herself. Life moved on. That's what divorce is. Also, your current partner isn't getting her dream life. She's in your life now. Different relationship, different dynamic, different person. Your ex doesn't get to audit how you spend your money or structure your household anymore. She's the ex. That said, don't be dumb about the kids. Laughing and hanging up is satisfying, but it gives her ammo and puts the kids in the middle. Keep it cold, clear, and short next time. I'm not discussing my personal life with you. If this is about the kids, I'm here. We will follow the custody agreement. The kids are safe and cared for. Comments. Not the a-hole. A 20-year-old found an orphaned, soon-to-be rich 17-year-old and had her lifestyle paid for until she was 31. Then after 7-ish years of not performing the role of stay-at-home mom or allowing help for OP, effectively making his life harder, she refused to get a different job and contribute that way. OP moved on. That is the end of the ex's right to be involved. That said, buying a house you and your ex had talked about was a little callous, especially as it was near her parents. It makes it seem like she was just a prop in your life. That said, it sounds like your new wife takes on a sitcom as the hard job it is. So keeping that role, especially as with shared custody, there are now 4 kids to feed and clean up after not 2 makes sense. But discussing sensitive topics within earshot of your shared kids is not smart. Cooking, managing the household aren't stay-at-home mom duties. They're stay-at-home wife duties. You know when you don't have 2 children to look after? Cleaning up after the kids throughout the day, cooking for the kids, etc. is what being a stay-at-home is. But her being a stay-at-home mom does not mean she has to cook for and clean up after you. You are not her child. If you think you're old enough to have kids, then you are old enough to clean up after yourself. If she was a housewife, it would be completely different because then she would not be contributing to the household at all, but by single-handedly raising your 2 children while you're at work. Yeah, that's a job. That's contributing to the household. He just wanted a working trad wife and threw a fit when he realized his ex was too smart to give that to him.